All right, golfers, it is almost the new year and you've got to make a resolution to get better at golf. I've got a couple drills here that we can do indoors while it's really nasty outside, cold, rainy, windy, snowy, but you're going to be able to work on your game and lower your handicap very quickly with these drills. So by the time you get to springtime, you're going to be playing better golf. All right, so the first drill we're going to do is a putting drill. Now, there's only a few things that matter when you're putting, and one of the most important things is the direction that the ball starts rolling in. And so that is solely dependent on the club face and where that points at impact. So what you're going to do is you're going to get a yardstick or one of these fancy little training aids, and you're going to place it on the ground in the direction you want to putt. And you're going to stick the golf ball directly on top of it. And so the task is set up to it, make a couple practice strokes adjacent to it, and putt this golf ball directly down the stick. If you're capable of putting it completely down the stick without it rolling off the side, you're going to be a very good putter because the club face will be pointed directly in line with your intended target. If you are even off by 1 or 2 degrees, that ball is going to immediately roll 1 or 2 degrees to the right and fall off the yardstick. So a lot of repetitions on this one drill will help you when you get back on the golf course start all of your putts on your intended line. It makes no difference if you read the putt correctly, you hit it with the right speed, but you hit it 3 degrees to the right, it never has a chance to go in. So this drill here is going to set you up to be successful when you get back to the golf course. All right, now a lot of people don't have the ability to make full swings in their house or even hit a golf ball in their house. A lot of people don't have a net. So my recommendation is, number one, find a place in your house where you can practice a chip shot stroke. So a chip shot primarily goes knee height to knee height at most. There's not a lot of velocity or speed, and your technique doesn't involve a whole lot of wrist or height. So what I want you to do to practice your chip shots without having to use a golf ball is find yourself some pennies, some ball markers that maybe you get from the golf course. I want you to take a few and put them on the ground. What you're going to do is you're going to practice your impact. And many people have a hard time when they hit a chip shot moving back and flicking and extending their lead wrist and kind of getting the club to hit the ground before they hit a chip shot. What I want you to do is I want you to set up to a ball marker. I want you to lean yourself forward. I want you to lean the handle of the club forward. And now I want you to hit the ball marker and propel it forward. When you do this at your house, whether it's a penny, a ball marker, you're going to notice that you're going to hit the leading edge of that ball mark. You're not going to make a divot in your carpet or your hardwood. And you're going to notice the club's going to glide really smoothly across your floor. So when you do this, that is the exact same technique that we would use if we were actually hitting the ball off a tight lie with a chip shot technique. So again, take a pitching wedge, a 9-iron, a couple ball marks, a penny, a dime, a nickel, a button off your pants because it fell off, whatever you want to do, but put it on the ground, set up properly with the ball marker in the back of your stance, the handle forward, your weight forward, and make that practice stroke and practice hitting the leading edge of that item that you have on the ground. All right, and the last thing that's going to take your golf game to another level and lower your handicap once you get back out there is speed training. Now, there's a lot of speed training devices on the market, but they're very expensive. There's subscription fees. Your job is to become a faster, more dynamic golfer without having to spend a ton of money. And so many golfers have a hard time figuring out where speed comes from. So speed tends to come from the ground, our rotation, but a lot of it comes from really educated hands and arms. And what do I mean by that? When I make a golf swing, my speed can be heard in this area when I make a swing. A lot of amateur golfers will make their speed occur back here. Notice the difference between where my speed occurs and where yours might occur. By the time you are done hearing this noise, the club is now slowing down and it's going slower and slower as it approaches the golf ball. And most likely, the club looks a little something like this. To avoid doing that once we get back on the golf course, we're going to do a few drills with just this alignment rod. So number one, first thing you're going to do is you're going to hold it with just your lead hand, and you're going to make some practice backswings to get it back to an L. And from right here, I want you to make some downswings and create some speed as much as you can in the forward part or the post-impact portion of your swing. What you're going to notice, you can create a lot of sound and speed with just your arms and wrists. I want you to do 10 of those and create a lot of whoosh. Then, after you complete those 10, go to your trail arm. Same thing. 90-degree angle, speed out in front, create your speed out here, 10 more, and then put both hands together. What you're going to find is if you can re-educate your hands on what their task is instead of creating speed back here and creating it out here, your job is to do these 3 drills and you will lower your handicap once springtime comes.